And the Creator looked out upon its creation and saw that it was good. I'm paraphrasing here, but this is the idea that I gleaned from the Judeo-Christian Bible. At that particular time, when I first started reading that book, I thought of the Creator as being outside of myself. That's what the book believed. The writers of that book believed. Whether it was one writer or many writers, I care not. Anyway, I inherited that belief, that understanding, that concept. And I functioned under that belief and concept for most of my life. Even though the latest teacher in that book taught that the Creator is within us, that everything that we seek is within us. We don't get it. We still see it like those guys did way back then when they wrote that book. But under my present understanding, which has evolved, I now see that I am the creator of my reality. I am the creator of my world, my likes, my dislikes, my colors, my emotions, my sensations. All me. How I see you, how I interpret what I see is me. What I invest in it is me. If I see you as pretty, it's coming from what I believe pretty is. If I see you as ugly, it's coming from what I believe ugly is. And these things I learned. I didn't. They aren't written in stone. Nothing is written in stone. It's all the individual's interpretation. But I don't look out upon my creation as if it were good. I see it as good and bad. And it's because I was taught, I was allowed to see things in this manner. I used to be bitter because I wasn't given, or I believed I wasn't given guidance. I didn't realize that I was my own resistance, that I was holding on to what I believed, and not wanting it to change, not wanting to see things from a different perspective, from a grander perspective, from a more encompassing perspective. I thought I saw it the way it was. I thought I believed that it was this way. And it was, because I lived it. But now as I look back, I see the decisions I made. I see the choices, the judgments, the prejudice and the bigotries that I functioned under were limited in their scope, limited in their ability to see beyond the moment that I was in. I can't blame myself because I was functioning under limited data, limited awareness and understanding. But I know now that if I fix something, if I say something, if this is the way it is, then I limit it. Then I stop growing. Then I stop being who I can be. because I limit myself by holding my thoughts together and making it as something that is. And I see now the importance of looking out upon my creation and seeing it as good. For in doing so, I control my life. I control how I experience life. I control how I relate to life. I can allow life, my creation, to be what it wants to be, rather than making it what I want it to be, what I think it should be, what I think it is. There it is again, what I think it is. By saying this is this, I judge it, I condemn it, I don't allow it to be what it could be, what it is, for I make it what it is. And I limit myself. I limit my ability to enjoy what I have created. I limit it from seeing it as it really is. Life is a constant struggle for me to overcome my addictions and my conditioning. I see addictions as anything that I believe I can't do without. I mean, if I find things more important, too important in my life, then I know they're addictions. If I find life is too important for me, then it is an addiction and limits me, because I'm not being free. I'm protecting myself. I'm keeping myself from certain situations because I'm afraid of losing something. We all it's not fair. I have predominantly lived my life being afraid of being wrong, of doing the wrong thing. Although in the eyes of my creation, at times what I have done didn't appear to be that way. But it's important to emphasize the fact that we all make decisions and choices on the data that we have. For example, a fundamentalist could not understand why I believe what I believe, because they believe what they believe and they think it's real, they think it's true. And our two ideas would clash. So they could see me as ignorant or not in the know of what is good and what is bad and what is right and what is wrong. But I want to be free of all this mind control stuff. I mean, if I want to sit in my front yard and do nothing but sit there, I want to be free and feel good enough to do it without worrying about what you think of me, about worrying about the next moment, worrying about anything. Being right, being wrong, being attractive or not attractive. Being healthy, being sick, being alert, being dull. All these things are things we're saddled with, and they control our lives. If you run a string of successes together, you're feeling good. If you fall into a rut of defeats, then your life gets to be a bummer. And it's all because of our perspective on how we see things and how we allow things to control us. I don't want to live that way anymore. I want to free myself from my learnings, that which I've inherited. There is no right, there is no wrong. Overall, I mean, within our individual realities, there are a lot of rules, there are a lot of laws, there are many things that control us and guide us and suppress us, oppress us. But we can rise above it. I believe I can. And that's the bottom line. It's what I believe is important to me.